Jane Morgan, the elegant American singer whose voice was as refined and timeless as the velvet gowns she often wore on stage, has passed away at the remarkable age of 101. Known for her transcendent vocals, international flair, and a stage presence that captured the hearts of audiences from Paris to Hollywood. Morgan died peacefully in her sleep at a hospice facility in Naples, Florida. Her death, attributed to natural causes, was confirmed by her family, bringing to a close a luminous chapter in American musical history. Jane Morgan was not just a singer. She was a symbol of an era when glamour, grace, and sheer talent defined stardom. With a career that spanned decades and a life that witnessed the transformation of music, television, and culture itself, Morgan stood as a beacon of perseverance and poise. She sang in French cabarets and dazzled at the Oscars, held her own alongside legends on television, and left behind a repertoire of nearly 40 albums that resonated across generations and continents. Her ability to sing in 5 languages, English, French, Italian, Spanish, and German, reflected not just her linguistic skill, but her extraordinary adaptability and passion for reaching audiences in the most intimate way possible, in their native tongue. Born Florence Catherine Carrier in Newton, Massachusetts in 1924. Jane's journey to stardom was far from preordained. Raised in a musically inclined household, her father, a pianist and organist, gave her a solid foundation, showed an early aptitude for music and performance. But it wasn't until her years at the prestigious Juilliard School in New York City, where she studied opera, that the idea of a professional career in music began to crystallize. Although trained in classical music, it was popular music that called to her heart. Her voice, though capable of operatic feats, had a warmth and accessibility that suited the romantic ballads and sophisticated tunes that would eventually define her career. After graduation, like many young artists of her time, Morgan began performing wherever she could. But it was her decision to take a daring leap across the Atlantic that would forever change the trajectory of her life. In the late 1940s, she moved to France, a bold move for a young American woman at the time immersed herself in the vibrant post-war Parisian music scene. There, she quickly found her footing, singing in nightclubs and cabarets that had once hosted icons like Edith Piaf. The French adored her. Her renditions of local favorites, infused with just the right blend of American optimism and French romanticism, earned her a following. She developed a unique performance style, rich in intimacy and drama, that captivated audiences who had grown weary from the war and craved beauty in any form. Her time in Paris not only gave her artistic confidence, but transformed her into a true international performer. By the early 1950s, her name was becoming known beyond Europe. She returned to the United States to find a music industry eager to embrace her cosmopolitan image and cultivated talent. It didn't take long before Jane Morgan became a fixture of American entertainment. With a voice described by critics as silken and haunting, she brought a new level of sophistication to the American pop and standards repertoire. She became a regular on radio, and most notably on television, a medium that was just beginning to blossom. She brought a touch of European elegance to American living rooms, standing out in an era of bubblegum pop and country crooners with her tailored gowns, poised demeanor, and lush orchestral arrangements. Her television appearances became a hallmark of her career. In the golden age of variety shows, Morgan was everywhere. She graced the stage of The Ed Sullivan Show dozens of times, where her poised performances often stood in contrast to the more boisterous acts that shared the same bill. She was a familiar face on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, often engaging in lighthearted banter with the host before delivering soul-stirring renditions of classics. Her appearances on The Hollywood Palace, Perry Como's Kraft Music Hall, The Jackie Gleason Show, The Andy Williams Show, and The Dean Martin Show added to her ubiquity and cemented her status as one of the most polished and versatile performers of her time. Morgan had the rare ability to elevate any program she was a part of, making the ordinary feel extraordinary with nothing more than a single note. In 1957, she recorded what would become her signature Hita version of the 1905 French melody, Fascination, originally composed by Fermo Dante Marchetti. Her take on the tune was nothing short of spellbinding, accompanied by the Troubadours. Her recording was featured in Billy Wilder's film Love in the Afternoon, a romantic drama starring Audrey Hepburn, Gary Cooper, and Maurice Chevalier. The song was already rich in European charm, but in Morgan's hands it became something altogether unforgettable. Her version sold millions of copies, earning her international acclaim and carving her name into the annals of pop music history. Even today, Fascination continues to evoke a sense of old-world glamour and sentimentality, forever associated with her voice. Beyond her recording success, Jane Morgan became a darling of the Hollywood elite. In 1961, she graced the stage at the Academy Awards to perform the second time around the nominated song from the film High Time. The performance was received with widespread admiration, showcasing not only her vocal finesse, but her ability to command the attention of a global audience. Her Oscars appearances didn't end there. In 1966, she returned to perform Michel Legrand's poignant composition, I Will Wait for Eugenie pour à jamais vivre sans toi, from the French musical film The Umbrellas of Cherbourg. It was a fitting moment Morgan, the American chanteuse, who had cut her teeth in Paris nightclubs, interpreting a haunting French ballad on Hollywood's grandest stage. Jane Morgan wasn't just a singer, she was a consummate performer with a presence that transcended the microphone. In 1968, she stepped into the world of theater, taking on the titular role in Mame on Broadway. Following in the footsteps of Angela Lansbury and Janice Page, Morgan brought her own flair to the role, blending her musical talent with theatrical charisma. It was yet another testament to her versatility. She could hold her own in front of a live television audience, behind a studio microphone, and on the demanding stage of a Broadway theater. Her turn in Mame further broadened her appeal and reinforced the perception that there was little Jane Morgan couldn't do when it came to performance. Despite her soaring career, Jane Morgan eventually made a deeply personal choice to step away from the spotlight in order to focus on her family. In 1973, she retired from professional singing, a move that surprised fans but was in keeping with her deeply rooted values. She devoted herself to the life she had built with her husband, Jerry Weintraub, a formidable figure in the entertainment industry in his own right. Weintraub was a legendary concert promoter and producer whose influence shaped the careers of artists like Elvis Presley, Frank Sinatra, and John Denver. He also produced several successful films, including The Karate Kid and the Ocean's 11 franchise. Together, Morgan and Weintraub formed a power couple whose love story was based not just on shared ambition, but mutual respect and enduring affection.